What's up, guys? So in this video I want to give an update on a company called MicroStrategy. Now, I released a video at the start of November on MicroStrategy, and in the video, well, my thumbnail kind of indicated that I thought this stock could do a potential 10x. Now, what the stock has done in the last 2.5 months has been absolutely insane. It's basically gone from $180 all the way up to $630 today. So that's like a 3.5x in just 2.5 months. So what the hell is happening with this stock? And is it still a buy at these levels? Well, this is what I want to discuss in today's video. Now, I'm not a financial advisor, so take everything I say with a pinch of salt and always do your own research. But with that being said, let's just get straight into it. Okay, so my thesis in the original video centered around the fact that MicroStrategy had taken 500 million US dollars that they had sitting on their treasury reserves, and they converted that into Bitcoin. So they essentially took what some would say is a liability, which is cash that's depreciating in value every year, and converted it into an asset, one that has potentially unlimited upside. Now, this was obviously going to have an effect on the stock price, but I don't think anybody thought that it was going to affect the stock this fast and this much. Now, in that video, I also cover some other catalysts for MicroStrategy stock, such as growth to the bottom line of its well-developed software business, but also new opportunities that might come out of the Bitcoin space. So if you haven't watched that, I'd suggest you do watch that in time, because it'll give you a nice background into this company. Now, a big development since I released that video was the fact that MicroStrategy went out to the public debt markets and took on 650 million in debt in the form of a convertible senior note at a rate of just 75 basis points that are due in 2025. Now, initially this was just for 500 million, but it was so oversubscribed that it got increased to 650 million. Now, what did MicroStrategy do with all this new cash? Did they invest in the growth of their business? No. They bought more Bitcoin. 29,646 of them, to be more precise. Now, the announcement was obviously met with various degrees of enthusiasm from the market. And one bright spark, even at Citigroup, decided to downgrade the stock. The stock was downgraded, I think, on the 8th of December, and it fell on the downgrade a whopping 13.9% the following day. So you can see here it was trading above 340 and then boom, down to 290. So how's that going for you now, I wonder? Oh yeah, not too well. Now, in the months following the announcement, CEO Michael Saylor has taken to the stage, and he's done various podcasts and media outlet interviews to talk about why they did what they did. And he puts it into context of the current macroeconomic climate and the level of inflation that he believes we're currently seeing. And in my opinion, he's taken it from what appears to be a risky bet to something that's actually very calculated and makes a whole lot of sense. And here you can see a picture of Michael looking like an absolute Bond villain with his oak or mahogany desk, and he's got like 6 yachts, which is just an interesting fact. And also, he's personally invested in over 17,000 Bitcoin. So he's sitting on about 650 million of Bitcoin personally. Now, I have no doubt that Michael has gone and started a movement, and we're going to see a raft of announcements in Q1 and Q2 of this year of other public companies that have gone and put Bitcoin on their treasury reserve balance sheets. And I can only imagine what that's going to do for the price of Bitcoin. But back to MicroStrategy, the company. They now hold 70,470 Bitcoins. And these were acquired for an average purchase price of about 1.125 billion at an average cost per Bitcoin of just under 16,000 US dollars. As of today, you can see that the price of Bitcoin is 38,593 US dollars, meaning their Bitcoin position has increased by 240% since they purchased it, and now totals a cool 2.7 billion USD. And alongside the soaring price of Bitcoin, their stock has also soared, actually over 300% since their first announcement. So why has the stock gone up more than the price of Bitcoin? Well, firstly, it's because they've taken on leverage to buy an asset that's after increasing in price. This magnifies the returns. Now, if the price of Bitcoin were to drop below their average purchase price, the opposite would be true, and it would have a bigger effect on the price of the stock than what we would see in the reduction of the price of Bitcoin. The other reason I believe we've seen the stock soar so much is because MicroStrategy stock is now being used by institutions and individuals who can't directly purchase Bitcoin as a means of getting exposure to it. Essentially, MicroStrategy stock has become a Bitcoin ETF of sorts, something that's easily purchased in a pension account or in a standard brokerage account. This is far more accessible than buying Bitcoin on an exchange, and on top you don't need to worry about storing it. It does, however, mean that we're now paying a premium to own Bitcoin through MicroStrategy stock. That premium comes down to convenience, and in some cases even necessity, for funds that simply cannot buy Bitcoin and stay in compliance with their mandate. A telltale sign that MicroStrategy stock is being used this way is the oversubscription that we saw to their convertible debt issuance. It's clear that debt buyers that operate within the debt markets wanted a piece of MicroStrategy's debt because it came with the upside of also owning Bitcoin, something that they couldn't traditionally buy. Here's a lovely image showing just how much MicroStrategy stock has outperformed not just Bitcoin, but the Nasdaq. It's absolutely crushed it. We see the likes of Morgan Stanley buying up massive amounts of MicroStrategy stock and now owns a total of 10.9% of MicroStrategy's outstanding shares. Okay, so now let's talk about the future of MicroStrategy stock. Where does it go from here? And to do this, I'm going to have to make some basic assumptions. And I'd suggest you make your own assumptions when you're considering the future of this business. Let's just make it super easy though. And I'm going to assign a value to MicroStrategy's software business of 1.5 billion. I'm choosing this because this was the rough value of the business before the Bitcoin purchase. And it's also rather conservative because I do expect some marginal growth to their bottom line. And I also expect that premium for the Bitcoin holding to remain in place. Now, my base case for Bitcoin over the next 2 to 3 years is for it to reach 100,000 US dollars and for it to sit there consistently. So we know that MicroStrategy have over 70,000 Bitcoins. So let's see what the value of that would be. So the Bitcoin value alone would be 7 billion. So add to that then the total value of the software business and you're looking at a total value of the business for about 8.5 billion. Today the market cap is just over 5.85 billion. So you're looking at an upside of about 50% potentially. Now for my more longer term and bull case, I'm expecting a price for each Bitcoin to reach $250,000. In that case, the value of their Bitcoin holdings alone would be 17.5 billion. If I was to give the business then a more bullish case, I would say that it could potentially reach a value closer to 3 billion over the next 5 to 10 years. So if you just call that, split the hairs, we'll call it a cool 20 billion. You're looking at upside from today's price of about 350%. So look, as of today, the potential returns for this investment are considerably less than when I originally invested in it back in November. However, the business still has massive upside if you believe in the growth of Bitcoin over the next 5 to 10 years. The business now has that debt as well, so there is more risk involved. At these prices, I'm still holding my full position, and I don't have any intention of selling. Truth be told, I'm very excited to see what CEO Michael Saylor is going to do with this company next. Nobody saw them pivoting into a Bitcoin ETF, and I believe we're not going to really foresee what he might do next either. He's a man on a mission full of enthusiasm, energy and passion, and I believe he's got more left in the tank in terms of transforming this business. Obviously, this is an investment for the Bitcoin bulls. If you're not a long-term believer in Bitcoin, this is absolutely not a stock that you want to own. The fact is that MicroStrategy is now a levered bet on Bitcoin, and in the instance of some sort of big black swan event that had a catastrophic effect on the price of Bitcoin, the stock would get absolutely pounded. On the other hand, for a Bitcoin bull like me, with my level of tolerance to risk, this is a fantastic investment opportunity. So folks, I hope you found this update valuable. Let me know what you think about this company in the comments below, and let me know if you took the plunge and invested in them when I did. As always, if you got value from the video, please do smash the like button, and if you haven't yet, consider subscribing to the channel. I don't release videos as much as other investing channels, but in saying that, we had an amazing 2020 when it comes to our investing returns, and I'm excited to find and share more opportunities with you in 2021. So thanks so much for watching, have a lovely day, and I'll see you in the next one.